From the Yreka Food Bank, we want to thank the whole community for their support. We couldn't do it without you.
There's about 30 of them here.
30 plots? How big is each plot?
So we have two Facebook pages. One is for the Yreka Community Gardens, and that's just about our gardens. And then there's one for Siskiyou Gardens, Parks, and Greenway Association, and that's our nonprofit that native plant nursery. The Siskiyou Arboretum is part of that, and the gardens. So if you look at that, you'll find out about those two organizations too.
Very neat. Thank you for your time. Any closing thoughts?
Just get outside, and even if you can grow one little weed and watch it grow, it's going to make you feel better about life.
Yeah, you get to see it in the process.
Yeah.
Thank you. Keep talking. And
This is our sensory garden, and it was funded by a grant from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for connecting people with.
And when you say sensory, it's for like young children?
It's for originally, yes, it's for children, it's for elders, it's for people who are visually impaired, who like to smell things. We have some things here that people can pick and taste. And Rajiv Hotep designed this, and I can show you closer. There's some areas where children can play.
Yeah,
and it's
let's
just
go take a look.
place to be.
This is beautiful. Nice little landscapes.
Here we have some thornless berries that people can pick. And then there are these little play stations. And they were originally designed for people in wheelchairs, but we found that the children love them too. So they're little garden areas where people can just enjoy. And we have a fountain in here. It runs by solar, so
Is that bamboo?
it's horsetails. The fountain isn't working right now because the sun isn't high enough, but as soon as the sun gets a little higher, this
It's
fountain will
solar.
start to.
That's very neat. It's beautiful. I like the
Yeah.
glasswork behind it.
Constructed by volunteers. The grant just paid for the supplies. And so we have some little animals throughout the garden that the children play with and move around.
Little Easter eggs. Spot them as they play. Oh, there's Flick.
And one thing we're really interested in here is pollinators. Having plants.
Other than
that
bees,
support
what insects pollinate?
bees, butterflies, and moths, birds, bats. Those are all things that can pollinate. And not just honeybees. We have a beehive here, a honeybee hive, but we have lots of native bees, bumblebees, and other little tiny bees.
Nice. Look at these tomatoes. They look very
So
neat.
you can get a look here. These are pear tomatoes. They're
No, that's why they're
especially
shaped that way.
soft. Yeah, they're called plum tomatoes or pear tomatoes.
I was wondering why they were pear shaped. I'm like, they're a little oblong. They're not circular.
They
Like,
are because they're very meaty, and so people make sauce out of those. They're not
Gotcha.
for slicing. Those are some watermelons.
oh, yeah, watermelon here.
They're still growing. Back there we have. So these are all tomatoes here. These are cabbages. Back there on the ground you can see a cantaloupe. Let's see what we can-
This is how a cabbage grows. Big old plant, but only the produce is that little
and
ball.
that ball in the center. It's not
I don't think
quite-
I've ever seen cabbage grow.
It takes a long time to grow a cabbage.
I've been to Fresno a lot, and you see them on the side of the highway or the roads, but you never really get to walk up on them and see what they really look like.
Yeah. This is an interesting vegetable. It's called a tromboncini, and it's a kind of squash. So we grow a lot of things in the garden that you can't even buy in a store.
Gotcha.
Special varieties.
in Mexico, there's some that look like that, but they wait for them to dry and then they make like bowls out of them. They drink water and carry water in them.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have some like that at our home garden. See over here. These are
There's a nice big one here. On
yeah.
that plant.
These are eggplants.
Oh wow, you do have a big old eggplant. Doesn't look like an egg anymore. It looks like a produce already.
And this
Were these ever white, or not all eggplants are white when they're little?
no,
Kale, but they're usually
they can
shaded
be a lot of different colors.
Oh, I found a meme once that said the eggplant is called an eggplant because they look like eggs when they're yellow
There are
or white.
There are some that start off white like that. Yeah.
I thought they all did it and then turned purple. They grow a lot of these in Sinaloa. Lots and lots of eggplants.
These are a kind of cucumber called a lemon cucumber.
I love those. My son, when he was little, we would plant. It was a garden about the size of the square where Flicking Up we are. And we'd send my son in barefoot and he'd bring out the cucumbers. He'd toss them to us and we'd tahini and lime, and they were delicious. And these don't even need lime because they're lemon cucumbers. They're a little sour
They got
themselves.
a little tangy. Yeah, the bigger they get, the more sour they get.
Where do you get seeds for those? I haven't been able to find them, but they're lemon cucumbers,
Yeah,
right?
we order the lemon cucumber seeds online.
Oh,
There's
gotcha.
some different seed companies we buy them from, and we try to buy local seeds if possible.
They do better.
They do better. Yeah. Oh, I'd like to show you another interesting tomato. Look, it's behind you. This is one.
What is this
just-
vine here?
These are
grapes?
green beans.
Oh,
See,
that's why they.
these are little.
I'm like, it's a
babies.
vine, but I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah. Oh, here's one. This is
Oh, there it
this is
is.
a special variety from Mount Shasta. It's called a rattlesnake bean. It has those purple
Streaks in it.
streaks on it, and it's really good.
Right on. That's beautiful. Bunch of apples. Do the deer get in this garden, or does the
That's
fence
why
keep
we
them out?
That's the other reason why we have to keep the gate locked, is because.
No, you guys got starts over here.
So this over here is something different. This is the Siskiyou Arboretum Native Plant Nursery. And they grow and sell just native plants. It's part of the same nonprofit we are, which is the Siskiyou Gardens, Parks and Greenway Association. And so the community garden and this native plant nursery share this space. We also share it with another group called the Yreka Garden Club. Look
It's a
at
beautiful
this.
garden.
You gotta look at
Oh
this.
wow, that thing can barely hold itself up.
Oh my gosh, look, this is the biggest, I think this is the biggest sunflower I've ever seen in my life. I mean, just compared
She's
to-
amazing.
Yeah,
Look how heavy it is.
it's gonna fall, it might fall over here pretty soon.
Look how
That's
big.
a lot of sunflower seeds for birds or people. So these
What's that plant there that has those big long? That looks like a duster.
These are kale. These are two different kinds of kale.
Oh, kale. Oh, those
so they
are
started
beautiful.
out small, and you can see all the places where
You're
the person
harvesting?
has picked leaves. And so this they call dinosaur kale sometimes, and then this is a red kale.
That's beautiful. I want to touch it. It looks
That's
like it has a neat texture.
Yeah,
Like
kale.
it almost looks like broccoli, but it's not. It's very light. It just has that curvature to it. It looks like coral.
Yeah, some places you'll see that in landscaping just for decoration.
Nice. I've never seen kale. That's why I was wondering what it was.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen it at Chinese buffets when it's already cooked up.
Yeah. And so these plots here are big. They don't have wood around them. And this is what we call our generosity garden. People who grow these plots have promised to give the extra food to the food banks in Yreka.
Okay.
So this is where that food comes from. Some of the people in the smaller plots also bring food to the food bank. But these people here having a Wow, big plants.
You were gonna show me tomatoes. You said it was a different variety.
Yeah. Look at all this. This is a great plant. Look,
It's
there's
definitely
like
harvesting
eight
there.
plants on this tomato. I mean, on this plant.
Looks
Oops,
amazing.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I wanted to show you this is in outside of Reading, to the east of Reading in the mountains. There's a seed grower, Redwood Seeds it's called, and they had these tomatoes, and I tried
Oh,
them.
I've seen them.
This is called a Zapotec, and it's heirloom variety from Mexico.
Yeah, it's a blood red orange tomato.
Yeah,
They almost look like pumpkins when they're done.
yeah.
I've seen burgundy ones. My neighbor was a Hitler Youth and really neat gardener. He was Jewish, but they didn't know he was Jewish, so they just interned him or put him in the Hitler Youth, and he came
When
as
he was a kid.
yeah. He built the cross out in Big Springs, the big stone lava rock cross, and then his fence next to ours was just beautiful lava rock, and it's like perfect straight, looks like a pyramid. It's really beautiful. He was a really neat guy. Beautiful gardening, and he harvested so much that he would donate to the church, and then he would have like a little vending stand, and it was an honor system.
Oh, yeah.
He had a price, and whatever you took, you donated. So he just said it was for the fertilizer, that he did it out of love. He loved to garden. His name was Klaus. He moved to Washington, last I heard.
Oh.
He sold his house, and then the neighbor now, his name is Eddie, and he's just as neat. He's an old redwood logger, forester, and he just amazing guy. He's the one that has these blood orange, like burgundy tomatoes. Very delicious. You can eat them by themselves. Like we've never
yeah.
prepared them. You just eat them by bites.
Yeah, yeah. These are. Oh, this is another one. This is called a striped.
That's a huge tomato. Look at that thing.
These are really tasty. And
What's their finishing color? Are they red or do they stay yellow like
They're
that?
mostly yellow. They turn the colors of a sunset, I would say.
Oh, okay.
This one's about done. They get this beautiful red in them. They're mostly this
Wow.
color. And then when you cut them like this, the patterns are really beautiful.
That's amazing.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. So some different tomatoes are bred for different things. Ones like this are bred for eating straight. This little one over there's ones that are made for sauce. There's ones that are made for drying. So we grow some of all the different kinds.
That's amazing. Them being close, do they ever cross? Like cross-pollinate?
They don't seem to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even if they do, it's just a good variety, right?
Yeah. Some of these you can, or if it's an heirloom seed, that's a plant that you can save the seeds and grow them the next year. So most all these tomatoes that we're growing in this plot are heirloom seeds
Gotcha.
from different countries. And I could show you some different
yeah.
plants if you want.
Yeah. Oh, look at these tomatoes, little cherries. This whole thing is decked out. Look how many it has. So it looks like a blackberry bush. I've never seen so many little tomatoes.
These are called sun golds.
I'm gonna have one of these.
Yeah,
They look delicious. Look at this.
these sun golds are about the sweetest, I think. You
Oh
can
my
get.
God, they're so sweet. That is delicious. I love gardens. Whenever I go to
tell.
Mexico, I always just eat right off of it.
Yeah, these are more.
It's amazing. There's nothing like fresh right off the vine.
Yeah. So these are
More eggplants?
these eggplants come from Thailand. They're a different shape.
Oh, these are the long ones that
these
they
are
make
long
the
ones,
accordions
yeah.
with.
And then this is another one. It's called Little Finger, and they're just tiny little. They don't get much bigger than that.
They're cooked different, I assume. Most of them are sauteed still, but
Yeah, well, these little ones you can also just put them on your grill and grill
okay.
them.
They're really good that way too. And then usually,
How many varieties of sunflower seeds sunflowers do you have?
well, you know,
Because I have seen 3 or 4 different sizes. They're all different kinds, right?
yeah, but those ones with the giant heads were planted from commercial seeds.
Oh,
But the
gotcha.
rest of these, they just came up by themselves.
How many fruit trees? Is this the only apple tree?
Oh no, we have a lot of fruit.
Oh,
trees.
there Flick's under one there.
Yeah, there's one there. That's an apple over there. And then we have plum trees. We have the orchard.
Oh,
so
more
if you wanna go
little
see
cherry
the orchard-
tomatoes. That's amazing. You guys must use a lot of good soil. I can see you guys
Well,
put bark and everything into it.
Yeah, the bark is on the paths.
What kind of peppers are these? Anaheims?
Those are called Hungarian peppers.
Are they sweet or how do you eat those?
Those are they're pretty sweet. They're just a little hot.
Gotcha.
Some, you know, with hotness, it's really personal. Some people, what one person thinks is hot, another person says, no, that's not hot. But
If it has any taste of sweet, it's not that hot.
this is chard here.
That big
and
leaf?
more- and a different kind of kale. Looks a little different.
I think this is the kale I'm more familiar with.
And this is a beet. Wow. So it's coming along, and you can eat the tops and the beet. There's just so much here. This is a yellow zucchini. It's a little smaller, but it has a nice buttery taste.
Huge tomato. In Mexico, they eat the flower just like this. Is this pumpkin? Or
Well, no, that's this tromboncini, but it's a relative of pumpkin.
the pumpkin one has a bulb back here, and you make it like just saute it with some butter, maybe some eggs, and great tacos. It's just
Yeah.
pumpkin flowers. I grew up eating them. They're really delicious. These reminded me of them. But if you eat all the flowers, you don't get any of the pumpkins.
Well, that's true. But, they make
But
a lot.
it's just a different way of eating it.
Yeah.
It's a breakfast. Because pumpkin in Mexico is mostly like a dessert. It's made with panocha, canela, like just the big sweet, big brown blocks. Throw that in there, dice it up, cook it, put some milk in it, and it's delicious.
I'd like
That's
to
how
learn
I
all-
always eat pumpkin.
I'd love to learn all these recipes. I'd like to see how people.
I think Flick's traveled. He speaks Spanish. He picked it up somewhere.
Yeah, but that's not the same as knowing how to make delicious desserts.
This guy's got some Spanish background.
This
Nice.
is Sam Cuenca.
He's done my job.
Hola, mucho gusto. Estamos sacando video. Benigno Villegas.
Ah, nice to meet you. You're the videographer?
Yes. We're walking around the garden. You guys have a beautiful garden here.
Oh, it's been a...
I can't wait for this plot to bloom into tomatoes because there's so many plants here. Look, it's already starting. Look, it's just they're green, so you can't see them.
I will
Yeah.
interrupt
But look
you
how
guys. You're
thick they
probably
are.
slow.
Well, I was just about to go into the.
You guys are welcome to join us. Whatever you guys want to show us.
Wait, the next thing. This
Let me
is.
clean it up real quick.
Okay, clean it up real quick. So what's behind?
Are these sweet apples or crab apples?
Oh, these are sweet. They're regular apples.
How do you think these
Crab
trees
apples
are?
are very small.
Okay. Well, I
Well,
asked
they must
because.
have been planted about the time the greenhouse went in.
Okay, because there's the neighboring trees over there towards the field. I've eaten those apples, but they're sour. I think those are crab apples. I still ate them, but they're a
Were
little
they
tart.
little?
Yeah, they're
Crab
little
apples
and
are
tart.
little. Okay.
They're little and
Yeah.
tart. I don't think they were green. They were just they're that size.
Yeah, those are crab apples.
These three
They're
apples, each
little.
one is different. The flavor is different. From
And they don't cross pollinate either, even though they're close by.
I don't
No,
think
they
they stay
don't.
true to
They-
their
yeah.
variety.
Oh,
This is a big apple, big tart apple called a Granny Smith.
okay, yeah, I know it. Yeah, it's for pies.
Yeah, for pies. That one over there is more for eating. I don't know. We don't know what they are for sure because we didn't plant them.
Yeah.
Maybe around 15 years would be my guess for This one's older.
Ready?
Yeah, this is a big one.
Okay.
Okay, so now Sam can take
Okay.
you away.
Yeah, so
Okay.
going through here. So this was another grant we got to create a children's garden. You take it in. This is the music pavilion. So this is a place where kids can come and play while their parents are working in the garden.
Okay.
So there's a hammock there, and these are
Some
all
bells, ceramic
different
bells.
things that they can make.
That's neat. There's hammers everywhere. Very neat.
So
Oh.
Sam Cuenca did this.
There's a big old xylophone there.
Yeah.
Neat. I want to hear those chimes. Will you hit those for me? I want to see what those big ones sound like.
These ones?
They gotta sound like gongs.
Well, no.
Oh, they're
Actually,
PVC. I thought they were
yes,
metal.
They're PVC, and
They fooled me.
usually they're played.
Oh, at the bottom. That had pretty good sound.
Yeah.
That's
It's
very
just
neat.
Showing all the things. Here's a nice. You know. It doesn't have to be. You can just make music with anything.
Yeah, just have them play.
So
That's very neat.
They'll come here. They'll be here. We've got some speakers. They'll be here for an hour just
These are
playing around
neat.
in here.
These are like traditional. They look like South American.
Yeah. People donate. They donate.
It has an alpaca. That's why I say it's South American.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, a rain stick. That's awesome.
But the problem will be that if the
Yeah, it's nice that people donate things.
What's that rock there? A Zen garden? Oh, it's got something
Yeah,
on
come on
top.
and we'll go see.
What's that on top? A caterpillar?
Yeah, come on and see.
Wow, this little tree's already dropping apples.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I'm surprised because he's so little.
Just a few. It had just a few. Yeah, we didn't even know about that. So this is a grape
Wow.
arbor, and it's a teepee. So kids can go inside of there and hang out. And
What kind of grapes are those?
well, there's a few of them. I don't know exactly the name, but they have some seeds. They're tart.
Those are pretty good. It almost tastes
Maybe.
like a plum.
Maybe they're not quite ripe. They're still a little sour.
Thick skins.
Yeah. Probably the kind you make juice out of. That's a strawberry bed there. And then this is the willow tunnel. Another place. It gets very hot here in the summer. And so we created these spaces where kids can go and get out of
The heat.
the heat. That's supposed to be, it's a little play area. It's supposed to be a giant bird
Nice.
nest, and there's just a little tiny pond over there.
Right on. It's very neat.
Yeah, the centerpiece of this garden,
It is a caterpillar.
caterpillar.
That's huge.
This was made by an artist named from Mount Shasta named Monica Zinda. And kids, she worked with some kids to make these little mosaics around the edge. They're all done by children.
Very neat. It's a whole lot of concrete to get it that volume on top of the rock.
Well, maybe it could be hollow. I don't know.
No way. This is
No?
solid.
So,
Yeah, that's solid.
yeah, it's amazing. We're very happy to have this here.
That'll never move. How'd they get the rock in here? Was it already here?
I don't know.
It's a big rock.
It's a big rock. I don't know.
It's beautiful though. Glad you guys have it.
So if you look for a while, you have all these plants. There's always bees. We're late in the season, but there's still bees that come and visit these flowers. There's one right there. They're making honey from their hive, which is in a corner of the garden where nobody will get stung.
Very neat.
Yep. You visit us at like the hottest, smokiest time of the year.
As well as food.
What's in this orchard here? I see peaches. Are those peaches or apples?
Yes, comfy. Or maybe those
Whatever they are, they have a nice peach color to them. No, it's apples.
are apples. But yeah, but there's peaches.
Oh my.
Let's see, maybe those are nectarines or plums?
You're in trouble now. You showed me the stash.
Plums. These are plums. They're still a little hard.
These are beautiful. Look how dense it is.
This year was such a good year because last year we got no fruit. Hardly anybody in Yreka got any fruit.
How do you guys harvest or dispose of these ones?
Oh, we
Do
pick
they end
them
up at the
and-
bank too?
Yeah, some will come to the food bank and then we share them with the people, the plot holders.
I want some. I want to join just for the fruit.
And then, so using this space, we also have squashes growing in here. Here's
In
a
between.
There's a butternut squash.
That one I know. That's what I would call the traditional squash. What is that tree?
That's a peach. I'm pretty sure that's a peach, but it doesn't look ripe yet, does it? No, they're fuzzy, so they're peaches for sure, and they're not ready yet. We had another peach here, and cherries, and those have all been picked. The other peach had
This
very
one's
small
delicious. I
pieces.
picked one of these plums and it's really, really good.
Ready to-
It's not as sweet, but I don't like my fruits that sweet anyways. I'm diabetic.
Uh-huh.
Look at this. An amazing little piece of fruit.
So this orchard was planted by a garden member named Fred Schwalek.
How long ago? And are these original trees or are they, do they have older branches so they produce right away? I can't remember what they call that.
Grafted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think most of these are grafted.
That's why they're little and already producing.
Well, and then you can get, some of them are, even though they're little, they're older. These are all dwarf varieties.
Oh,
You
gotcha.
can get big ones or you can get ones that are bred to be small.
I am familiar with like the orchard taking a while to mature to where they don't produce until they're mature trees. That's why I was wondering if they had mature branches on them because a lot of these are already producing.
Yeah, I mean, some of these are, maybe the oldest tree in here might be about 10 years old.
Very
Here's
neat.
some grapes. So we've been picking grapes off of here and,
There's nothing under these, right? I'm not gonna fall. These are different kinds of grapes.
these are like a Concord grape. It's a juice grape. It has
Gotcha.
seeds in it. But it might be like the other one you had, or it may be sour. Let's see. Are they sweet?
You're gonna be impressed. It almost tastes like wine. It has like a real, like, I don't know, it has a finish that's not fruity. It's almost like a finished wine taste.
I think this is the Concord grape, which is what Welch's grape juice is made
Oh,
from.
that's why that's why it tastes
It
so
tastes
familiar.
familiar.
I'm like, it tastes like wine.
Yeah. I don't think we have any wine grapes. We just have peanut.
Well, wine grapes aren't even really eating grapes because they're the
Yeah.
thickest skins. They have the lowest sugar or highest sugar content for the alcohol. I can't remember if they're low or high because they ferment the alcohol.
This looks like a beautiful apple, doesn't it?
It does. I'm impressed by how small the tree is, and look how many apples it has. I see at least 100 in there.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
But
apples.
you can see the trunks on these trees are
They're
pretty good
they're
size.
young,
So
yeah.
that one's really young, but look at the big apples on that.
Oh wow, that does have a huge apple on it.
Not many of them,
But it's starting.
but it's big. That looks like maybe a
This one's beautiful.
golden delicious.
I like the two-tone apple it has.
Well, Fred would be able to tell you what all of these are since he planted almost all of them.
This one, I almost swear I see at Walmart all the time. It's just a small little snacking apple. Oh, what is this? Purple plums? I thought there was nothing on there, but now I see a bunch. Very neat. I want to plant fruit trees at my mom's. We have nothing but pines. We never really planted fruit. And then the ones we did plant, they're all crabs or male apples. They're sour and bitter.
Oh, yeah.
Because it depends if it's a female tree or a male tree, is what I understand. Or is it just a variety?
I think it's variety. Crab apples are like a different, there's actually different varieties of crab apples, but those little sour apples, it's a different variety. And so they sell those in nurseries because they have beautiful flowers in the spring. And some people actually, they like those flowers, but they don't want apples because they don't like apples that much.
Dude, that might have been what happened because we did buy the tree.
Yeah, and if it said, if you didn't notice it was a crab apple, then you wouldn't know that you can't actually. People make jelly out of them.
We eat them, but it takes a little, like,
Yeah,
you can't eat too many of them.
Yeah.
It's just like, see how sour I can take type of deal.
So we have, there's, those are kids from school. Varieties like Fuji or,
What's the black apple called that's only grows in Japan? I guess
I
it's the
don't
most
know.
expensive apple in the world.
I don't know about that one.
It's black and then the inside, I guess it's the sweetest one too. What's this red plant? Big old red veins on it?
Red chard. You eat the leaves and the stems.
Kind of like kale?
Yeah, but kale is kind of tough. And chard is a little more, when you cook it, it's a little more tender.
I assume you eat it sauteed or steamed, right?
Yeah.
We have a bunch of these flowers at home. These are beautiful. What are they called?
Hollyhocks.
Hollyhocks. My grandmother gave them to us in Fresno. A bunch
like
of different colors, and they keep
Yeah.
cross-pollinating, so we get more and more colors.
And they really, you can almost not water them. They're really tough.
They come back every year. You harvest the
Yeah.
pods, and you just throw them out again.
Here's some more chard down here. It also comes with red leaves instead of, there's green leaves with white stems, green leaves with pink stems. And this is a red leaf with a kind of an orange stem. There's lots of colors of chard.
Look at this flower.
That's a
People
senior.
literally plant a little bit of everything. It's not all for consumption. Some are just for pleasure.
Some are just for pleasure. Here's, I have to take you to this especially beautiful display here.
Is this
Darlene's plot. Darlene, you can see she.
this the
She likes
flower for
orange.
Mexican Day of the Dead,
yes,
right?
It is. It is. It's marigolds.
I recognize the
Yeah.
pattern on it.
And these are nasturtiums. You can eat nasturtium flowers, and the little seeds you can eat. They make these seeds that look like this, and some people pickle those. Pickle them and eat them. They're very peppery. This is an interesting thing. This flower here we call the Dr. Seuss plant. It's a funny one, but so the butterflies and the moths, the beautiful moths, they come here and at night and late in the day, and they love these flowers, and hummingbirds too. get hummingbirds. They like the orange and red.
Very vibrant. What are those? More kale, huh?
No, those are Brussels sprouts.
Oh, have they been harvested? Is that why
Yeah.
they're missing?
Yeah, they're missing the,
The little harvest part, the little ball.
but it looks like maybe some more will grow. So
Very neat.
Take
I'm
them off
just
and
looking at it. I'm like, what's that big old stick? It looks like it had something on it.
yeah, so you can see where those all those
Yeah.
little buds they'll turn into.
Oh, they'll harvest
They'll-
again?
It looks like it.
I don't think I've ever seen Brussels sprout grow.
Most people haven't. So everybody has different styles of growing things. So this person piled up a big pile of compost. They made like a little hill here and they're growing in the compost. Stuff grows really well in our compost. So that's the last thing for sure I should show you. But you can walk around and look
Yeah.
at different plots. People
Very
like
neat.
different
Oh, look,
things.
more cherry tomatoes.
different flowers.
I like these pink ones over here. I'm going to have to get a closer look.
One thing that doesn't grow very well here is corn.
Too shady.
Corn is something you've got to grow in a big plot, really. You can't grow a few corn. It doesn't fall in one plot. Somebody likes to tell me. This is Sam's. I'm just gonna read this a little bit because it's going too much in one spot.
Oh, it's got a hole in there. What kind of tomatoes are those? They're just a little lopsided. And pear ones
Yeah,
again?
those are the little, little paste. They also call them paste tomatoes because they're good for making tomatoes.
Songbird garden.
Oh
You
yeah,
want it?
come on in the songbird garden. This was Sam Cuenca also did this one. It's a little place. It's a little refuge. The birds come, and we have bird feeders in here, and so you can sit here on.
Nice little drinking water fountain for them.
Yeah, this bench was donated by the Siskiyou Domestic Violence and Crisis Center. So people can
We just did a fundraiser for them at the Rex as well.
All right.
Raised $1,300 for them. Very neat organization.
Well, I'm sorry there's no birds here right now. It's not.
It's
if you
okay.
came here early in the
I'm gonna
morning,
walk around, do the whole loop. Nice little seating area. So when is the garden open? Since you were talking about the gates being locked,
Well,
when can people visit you?
open whenever anyone's here, basically. But then we decided, well,
Oh, there used to be a path. I'm not going
yeah,
down
I
that.
don't think so. Yeah,
I don't want to hurt them. I'll just let them be.
Then we tried leaving the gate open all day, even when there wasn't anyone here. And unfortunately, we had a lot of things stolen, so we're just locking it up again.
Right on.
Which is kind of
It's
sad,
unfortunate, but there's a lot of community members with keys to where if somebody wants to gain access, it wouldn't be that difficult, right? You just have to show up when you guys are here.
Oh yeah. So let me explain this. This is our compost. It's been rotted. It's vegetables and yard clippings and manure, and it's old. It's been in a pile for a long time. So people take that and they can strain it a little bit and put it on their gardens, and it does great. This is a bunch of manure that's donated by a community member. It's old horse manure.
Nice.
If you use fresh manure, it's kind of
It's
it
too
tends to
nitrogen
burn.
rich.
Yeah, and it burns the plants,
And then bark for more nitrogen.
which we buy.
So with the membership of the plot, you get access to the soils and mulch, or you got to
And the
get that
water.
separate?
No, that's part of it.
Okay,
The bark, we don't let individual gardeners use the bark. We
that's
do
for the
that as a group,
landscaping.
because we maintain the paths and things at our work days. We have garden
Upkeep.
work days, and everybody comes and they help to clean up and pull weeds and put down mulch.
Well, it's been years since I've been here, and it's very beautiful. I'm glad you gave me a chance to explore with you.
You're welcome.
You want to invite people out? When are you guys mostly here that they can join you?
That's a hard question for right now.
Well, today's Wednesday, and we're here.
Yeah, we don't.
Not
Don't,
not
well,
usually.
at our events. So, for example, we have a fall leaf collection day. We have several of those days, and those are always posted on Facebook, and sometimes it's in the newspaper. That's when people can bring their leaves to the garden instead
more
of paying
mulching.
money to take them to the landfill. They can bring them here for free, and then we turn that into compost.
Right on.
So those are throughout the fall. Usually
And then you
November,
said you
December.
did a spring startup sale.
We do. We have spring plant sales. And we hope now that COVID's over, we can go back to having community events. We used to have workshops and tomato tastings and things like that. So we hope we're going to be open more to the public
That's very
now that
neat.
COVID's over.
You want to invite people to follow you guys on social media?
Yes, that we have